Hi and welcome to WPAcademy.pk. I am Shahzad. In this video tutorial, I am going to teach you how to design an amazing single page portfolio website. Let's have a look at the website that we are going to design in this video tutorial. Okay, we will design this complete website by using free version of Elementor and all other free add-ons. Nothing paid is used in this video tutorial, and all of the assets, graphics, images and icons that I have used in this video tutorial are available for you to download. Please check the video description for the assets link, and you can also just go ahead and support our channel by purchasing this template for just $10. You will get the complete template that we have designed in this video tutorial. You can just go ahead and import that template into your Elementor template library, and then you can customize the template as you like. But of course, you can just follow the tutorial and create the complete portfolio website by yourself. But before moving forward, you must have existing experience in designing websites and pages in Elementor. I will drop some links to the basic Elementor courses if you are new to Elementor, and I will also try to explain all the steps that I am performing on the screen. So let's get started, and make sure you have subscribed to our channel and hit the bell icon so you won't miss any amazing video tutorials from WP Academy. And if you are watching this video on Facebook, please check the video description for the complete tutorial link. Okay, so let's get started. First of all, we will install the required plugins: Elementor, Header and Footer Builder, and Sina extensions for Elementor. I will provide the link to these plugins. Just install and activate these plugins. Deactivate the widgets in Sina extension settings that you don't need. Now install the theme. We will use Hello Elementor by the Elementor team, as this is a single page website, so we should not install any heavy functionality based theme. Now go to pages and create a new page. Give it a name and select Elementor full width template from the right panel. Set this page as the front page in the settings, reading. Now edit this page with Elementor. Before getting started, download the assets folder, which contains all the graphics including logo PST files. And just for now, set the Elementor canvas template to this page. Now let's set some global colors and fonts from site settings. Copy the color codes from the text file available in the assets folder. Let's apply a global style on buttons. Now let's create a new section with 2 columns. Minimum height 90 VH, vertical align, middle, column position, stretch. Let's give this section a background color. We will use gradient. Color 1 primary, secondary color secondary. Let's change the angle. Okay, that's fine. Now let's use a shape divider at the bottom. I think that's fine. Now let's add an image array event to the right column and make the right column a little bit smaller. We have already uploaded the main image of the person. You can use your own. Okay, let's give this image a negative margin from the left so we can make it a little bit bigger. Okay, now let's bring the shape divider on front of the image. To do that, edit the main section, go to shape divider bottom and check this box, bring front. Okay, the person is now behind the shape divider. Now let's use some inner sections to add some text on the left column. Let's give this inner section padding from the right. Let's break this text over here. Let's add another inner section for CTAs and social icons. Let's adjust the global color for the buttons. Let's change this color in the global colors as well. Okay, that's fine. Let's close this. Now use social icons widget over here. You can align the widgets in the inner section to the middle so they stays in same line. Okay, now you can see we have a gradient hover effect on the buttons as well. Okay, I think that's fine. Now adjust the social icons according to your requirement. Change this headings position and in the width drop down set inline. Do the same for this icon. You can link this text with the downloadable file of your resume or CV or any downloadable file that you want to provide to the user. Okay, the featured area is now complete. Now let's design the header. Let's update this. To design the header, first go to appearance menu and create a menu to use in the header. As this is a single page website, we will just link the menu items to different sections via section IDs. Create a menu. Let's add the home page. Now go to custom links and start adding links with the hash sign. In the URL section, just provide section IDs over here. I will just provide section IDs here, and then we can assign those IDs to different sections in Elementor. The first one should be services. Okay, save this menu, and to create the header, we have already installed header, footer and blocks plugin. You will see Elementor header and footer builder over here. Open this link and add a new template. Okay, let me call this header. Select header option from here. Select condition, entire website. You can also add further display rules, but as this is a single page website, we don't need any further rules. Leave this alone and just publish this. Now click the edit with Elementor. Create a new section. Full width. And add an inner section over here. Also full width. Assign a background color to this section. We will use white color with some transparency, because we are going to overlap this header onto the featured area, so it will give us a nice look. Now let's divide this inner section into 4 columns. Left one for the logo, upload the logo image that's available in the assets folder. We'll use logo small over here. Okay, and also assign a border radius to this inner section. Now use the menu widget, navigation menu that's available with the header, footer and blocks editor, and we have already selected the menu. Decrease the width of these sections to make space for the menu. Set the vertical alignment of this inner section to middle. copy these social icons and use in the header as well. Okay, copy this contact me button as well and also use over here. Make this button an inline element as well and edit this last column and set horizontal align to end. Now let's see if we have a search form. There are a couple of widgets available with header footer, and I believe this is from Sina widgets, and this is default Elementor Pro search widget that you can't use if you don't have Elementor Pro. Let's try using this. Okay, it's a complete search form that we don't need. We need an icon only. Okay, we have icon only. Okay, let's and make this widget and in an element as well. Okay, give this button a margin from the right. Okay, now we have a search box that will appear on the click. If you have Elementor Pro, you can use the Elementor Pro search widget that will open a search box in full screen as well, but we are fine with this. If you are going to do everything in the with the free solutions or free plugins, let's just update this and edit the home page, change from Elementor canvas to full width again. Okay, now we have the header over here as well, but we want the header to be overlapping on this section. So edit this section, go to advanced, motion effects. I believe we don't have the sticky option in the free version of the Elementor over here, but we can have some workarounds. Let's edit this header and see if we have an option for sticky header over here. Okay, I think we don't have a sticky option in this free version of the plugin. We can always do some workarounds. Let me just explore this a little bit further. Okay, now we can simply give this main section a negative margin to the top and we will have the same effect. Give this enough minus a negative margin to the top, so it should cover the whole area and go beyond the header. I think that's fine. Okay, now you see we have a beautiful layout of the header that is overlapping on this section. You can decrease the opacity of the background color to make it more transparent as you like, and let me just align these icons to the right as well. Okay, and increase the vertical height of this section a little bit more, so we have a nice featured area that is covering the whole screen. Okay, now let's adjust some paddings of the menu. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's reload this page. Okay, let's update this and reload, so we can see the current effect of this header. Okay, that seems pretty cool, but I believe the image is blurry. Instead of giving the image a fixed width, we can just decrease the size of its container, so image will not have a blurry effect. Then update this. Okay, that's much better. Now we have designed both the featured area and the header section. Let me just decrease the height of this curve and edit the second up. Now when you have elements overlapping your sections, then you may have some difficulty selecting the columns on the main section, or any widgets or columns that are overlapping each other. You may find it hard to select some widgets or elements. You can just turn on the navigator from here. Now what I want to do is to select the second column and set its vertical align to bottom, so the image goes beyond the curve. Let's give this image a little bit further negative margin, so to make it a bit large. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, now we have completed the featured area of our portfolio website with the header design, and we will adjust the responsiveness and some animations at the very end. Let's just complete the main design first. And moving forward, the second section for us is the services section. Create a new section. Let's give this section a margin from the top. Let's set a minimum height to this section as well. And column position to stretch. Let's give this section a background, that background shape that I have provided along with the assets. Select classic, upload image. I have named the shapes BG shape 1, BG shape 2, 3, so on, so you can identify them, or you can use any of the shape with any section that you like. We are going to use this one. Now background position, center left, repeat, no repeat, size to contain, so it should remain within the section. Now let's add another section over here. Let's align the items in this main section to the middle. Okay, now on the left side we will use an image of the person, and on the right side we will add the text that will explain the services or such. Let's change this to default and give this section a margin from the top. Okay, I think that's fine. Go to advanced tab and border. Let's give this image a border from bottom. Use the accent color. Okay, that's fine. Let's add another section over here to display the services that this person offers. Okay, these are some nice info boxes for the services that this person offers. Now let's add some text for the services section. Okay, we have designed the services section as well with just image on the left, text on the right, and an inner section for the services. You can use multiple icons, or you can adjust the colors and text according to your requirement. Now let's move on to the next section, that is for, let me see, skills. Now we will show some skills with beautiful percentages, circles, bars, etc. Let's divide this section into two columns as well. Make this 40% and use the third image of the person. Select the image, edit this section and set the vertical alignment to middle. Okay, now let's add an intersection for the text. We can also add a nice effect by adding some text that is shown vertically. You can simply do that by dragging any heading element over here and change its tag to div, and let's say go to advanced positioning, it's inline auto, and position to absolute. And as we have installed Sina plugin, Elementor widgets, that gives you the power of transformation effects. You can see over here. Let's rotate it. We have rotated the text. You can also assign some animations over here, but we don't need animations, we just wanted to rotate it. Now let's adjust its position that we have set on absolute from the left. Okay, that's a nice text effect that you can give to the each section. Go to advanced, okay, I think that's fine. We will use same text that is rotated in each section, that with some text and headings. Let me just decrease the bottom margin of this heading, so these both should be a little bit together. Okay, now let's move on to the next section that we were working on. Images there. Let's give this image a border from bottom as well. Okay, let's just copy these headings. We don't need to redesign them. Remove the negative margin from this heading because there is no further subheading in this section. Let's just copy this text. Okay, and let's copy this as well and paste over here. You may need to adjust the positioning from the top or left or right depending on each section. Okay, that's fine. Now add another inner section here and divide it to 4 columns. Now we can use the pie chart element available in Sina advanced widgets. In basic widgets. Okay, that's pretty big. We want to make it smaller. Remove the title, we don't need that, we just need the percentage. Okay, let's adjust some styling, or let's increase the size to 100, I think. Okay, go to styles and change the colors to match our color scheme. Okay, that's cool. Let's use an image widget, and I have also added some icons for tools. You can use your own tool icons that you are expert in. Let's fix. Okay, I think that's fine. Now let's just duplicate these sections and change the values accordingly. Okay, that's pretty cool. We have beautiful pie charts with circle animation. Now this section is also completed. Now let's move on to the next section, which is projects. Let me decrease the width of this section to make some space for this section to the circles to align and display properly. Okay, update this. Now next section is the projects. Let's create a new section. Give this section a margin from top and bottom as well. Give this section a minimum height. And we have a background shape image for this section as well. Go to styles and upload the image. That's image shape 2. Because this is a pretty big section, so I have created a large shape background. Position center, no repeat, and size 2. Oh sorry, cover, not contain, cover. Okay, because this is pretty big section, it will automatically be increased. Let's just start adding the content and designing this section. First of all, let's add some text, and this main section, column position stretch. Okay, add an inner section. Give this section a margin from the top. Let's copy this rotated text over here as well. As I have told you that you may need to adjust the position for each individual section. Let's add another inner section over here, and we will use some counters in this section. Give this section a margin from top, and let me give this section a background. The counters are available both in Elementor and Sina user counter or Sina widgets that we have installed. Let me see what options that each widget have, what suits us. Okay, let's see the counter of Elementor. Okay, that looks nice. Okay, I think that's nice. We have designed a beautiful counter section as well. Now let's create a new section for the actual projects or listing. Let's add the project images. Let me select all of them at once. Then, so we don't have to upload them again and again. We just select the images from here. You will obviously use your own project images. Okay, let's give this column a background color, white with some transparency. And border radius as well. Okay, and give the section 10 pixel, sorry, the column 10 pixel of margin from everywhere. So because we are going to give the transparent background color effect to all the columns, so they will not be sticking together. Let's copy the style from over here and paste the style to this section as well, but by pasting the style we have switched the width. Okay, let's add the image, second image over here. And set the vertical alignment of this section to middle, so the images stays in the middle. Let's duplicate this section and duplicate this, because we are going to display three projects below. Okay, now let's just change the images. Okay, you can also give a box shadow to these boxes or columns. So to make them some prominent on the white background, change the color to some light one. Let's give this main section some padding from the bottom to make space for the background shape to be displayed properly. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, now you can see the project section is beautifully designed with the background shapes, and I have tried to align the stuff according to the background shapes, so it look beautiful. And the box shadows over here also giving these projects columns a prominent look. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, now the projects section is also designed. The next section in this design is the awards section. Let's create a new section with 2 columns. Edit the section, set a minimum height to this section as well. Column position stretch, vertical align, let it be default. Okay, now I have a background image for this section as well. Go to styles, classic, choose the image, upload files, BG shape 3, this one we are going to use. Insert and set it to top right, repeat to no repeat, and size to contain. Okay, now insert the image element and let's use another image of the person. That should be the last one. Okay, now let's add the text to the left column. Let me just duplicate this, sorry, copy this, paste it over here, so we get everything pre-written and aligned. Okay, this section is also completed with an image and some text on the left with list icons list widget that we have used from Elementor default widgets. And I think that this section is complete and it looks fine. Now let's just add some brand collaboration icons or sections that you see on most portfolio websites, that you want to show to your visitors that what brands you have worked with, and a testimonial or reviews section below that. Create a new section over here. Let's give this section a background image, a shape as well that I have created. That's shape 4. Okay, now let's add a new inner section below the brands. We will use this inner section to show testimonials slider, and I believe we have activated the testimonial or review carousel for Sina widgets. Let's just drag this one. Okay, I think this layout is fine. We just have to adjust some color or styling for this review section. Let's see what options we have over here in the styling. Okay, that's pretty nice animation. It also looks fine. You just have to play with the settings and styling of the widget to make it attractive, or depending on your requirement, what kind of style and layout. Divide this section into 3 columns and bring the testimonial widget to the center one. Let me just update this page and reload once. Okay. Let's give this column a background color. And a border radius, so the text should be visible. Okay, I think that looks pretty nice. You can also use many other add-ons or testimonial or carousel widgets that are available for Elementor, and if you have an Elementor Pro, then you can use testimonials widget of the Elementor Pro plugin as well, that have some more customizability, and there are many more plugins that offers you beautiful testimonial or review sliders. I am just using everything that we can have in the free versions of these plugins. Obviously more advanced styles and testimonials and other stuff are available in paid versions of these add-ons or Elementor. So let's move on to the next section, which is now footer. Okay, now let's move to the final part of this tutorial, which is the footer. To design the footer, again go to Elementor header and footer builder. Let's add a new template. Let me call it footer. Select type of template to footer and display on entire website. Create a new section and okay, let's give this section a background gradient. Okay, that's fine. Let's add an inner section And for the moment, let me just give this section a margin from the top to so that we can have some space from the top and we can see what we are designing. Okay, I'm gonna use an image over here. Okay, and hiding element. Okay, let's give this inner section a margin, a negative margin from the top. Okay, I think that's fine. Okay, let's add another inner section over here. Divide it into 3 columns. I have designed a logo for the footer as well. You can find the PSD files for the logo and you can use your own brand name over here. Okay, let's give this inner section a padding from top and bottom and a border from top and bottom. Okay, let me just copy these social icons and use it over here as well. And set the vertical alignment of this inner section into middle. Okay, let's use some payment icons over here as well. Okay, you can use any icons or information that you would like to add to the footer. Now let me just create another inner section. Let's give this main section a shape divider from the top. Let's see how it looks. Okay, I think that's good enough. Let's update this and let's increase the margin from the top. Let's just reload this home page and see how things look. Okay, I think that's nice and simple. Okay, I believe everything is finalized now. The whole design is now completed. Now let's have a preview of this complete design or website, then start adjusting things for the responsiveness or etc. Okay, now here is the final preview on full screen. As we can see, it surely needs a couple of adjustments in the sizes or etc. Okay, let's start adjusting things first, starting with the header. Go to header and select the main section and change its width from full width to boxed. And you can see we have some issues. Let's adjust the spaces and edit the navigation menu style. Link hover effect, turn it to text. None. Over color is working. Okay, update this and let's reload this. Okay, now we have a better header. Now we have social icons in the header and on the featured area as well. I think we should remove these one. If you want to keep them, you can keep them. I think let's remove these and put this over here. Okay, let's remove this whole section. Okay, and edit the main section. And you have remembered we had set the width to vertical height. The problem with the vertical height is if your website is open on a screen that has vertical resolution or the iPad or etc., then you may have the issues with this background. It can extend to the whole screen and it will look ugly. Let me just change this from pixels to from vertical height to pixels. I think the 800 height is enough for every resolution. Okay, now let's move bottom. This section is pretty much okay, no work is needed here. Now let's have a look at these. Okay, you can see these are aligned a little bit to the right. We can adjust that by shrinking this inner section. Okay, I think adding another column adjusted these. Let's increase the font size a little bit. I think that's a bit further optimized and nice. Now the remaining issue is with this shape background, because there is not enough height available for this section. Either we can customize the background image, but let me tell you, I am browsing it on a 27-inch monitor. So on normal desktop resolutions you shouldn't be having this, but you can also fix this by increasing the minimum height of this section or padding from the bottom to be on the safe side. Let me just edit this section, and you see we had set a minimum height, and we have also applied some padding from the bottom. Let me increase this and see how things goes. Let's adjust the margin of this section from top as well. Okay, now everything is fine on this large resolution. You can adjust the paddings and height on different screen resolutions, and if you believe this space is a little too much, you can just simply go ahead and let first adjust the upper section margin from bottom. You see the space is now less, and you can also you can also give the section below a negative margin to bring them closer. Okay, now you see the space between them is less, and the shapes are prominently displayed fully. Okay, now let's start adjusting the responsiveness of this design. You can do that by toggling this button to different screen resolutions. Let's just first fix the tablet mode, and we'll fix the header later. Let's just adjust the home page first. On tablet you can see the text is synced up over here. We can remove the padding of this section and increase the width of this column. Can also decrease the height of this section on tablet mode. Okay, I think that's fine. Let's navigate down below. Now you can see the text is not prominent on the shape below the section. You can either let me see if we can give the color, but you cannot apply a background color on a specific resolution only. Let's try adjusting the background image on this section. You can apply a custom width or size to this background image on specific screen resolutions. Let me adjust it according to the screen. I think that's enough, and you can further add a padding from left to this section to make the text a little bit further away from this background shape. But then you may also need to adjust the position of this rotated text as well. Okay, everything adjusted for the tablet resolution. Now let's move on to the mobile section. Okay. Okay, now the home page is fully optimized for mobile resolutions as well. I have tried my best to adjust the elements according to the mobile resolution, and keeping the background shapes in place. You can get rid of the background shapes on mobiles if you want to, and let the plain white background be on the mobile resolution. But I think adjusting it to this level gives a nice look to the design, overall design as well. Now let's move on to the last responsive issues, which are the header and the footer. Now go to header and turn on the tablet mode for uh, let me just duplicate this whole section uh, and use these because I want to change the position of the columns that we cannot do individually with just responsive mode. We can just simply duplicate this header and go to advanced and turn off the main header on tablet and mobile. We can just hide individual sections on different screen resolutions. Let me just hide the that main header on tablet and mobile, and let's start adjusting this section according to the lower resolutions, and go to responsive and make sure to hide this one on the desktop, so you won't see any duplicate headers on any resolution. Now let's adjust the columns as needed. Okay, I think that's fine for the tab resolution. The menu is by default responsive. You can adjust its width or styling from styles tab. You can see the drop down color, etc. Every option is available over here, but I think that's just fine. Or you can adjust top distance. You can also use the flyout option over here to have a menu appear from the left. I think that's better than that one. Go to layout and fly, because we are using duplicating this header, and this element is available only on the mobile and tablet resolution, so it will not disturb the desktop layout of the menu. Okay, I think that's fine. Now let's turn on the mobile resolution and adjust the header as well. Let me remove this column from mobile resolution. Okay, you are only seeing this column in the editing area only. Let me just update this one, and let's have actual preview of the layout that we have done so far. You can use the browser's console for responsive check. You can see now the header is adjusted. Let's give this column a padding from right. Okay, now you have a beautiful header for mobile screen as well. Everything is pretty much aligned. You can increase the font size of this section. Because the editing area of the Elementor and actual previews of some responsive devices can be different, so you can adjust the styling according to your requirement. Now this template is also fully responsive. You can see we can see every content and text etc on mobile resolutions very clearly. Everything is pretty much adjusted. You can further optimize the responsiveness and sizes. This one needs some more space. That's fine. Now let's get back from the responsive mode and let's apply some animations to these sections. I believe we need to change the color of these menu items on hover from light version to dark version of the accent color, so we can see them prominently. Okay, now let's start adding some animations. Let's just not add too many animations, just apply the animations to the main sections that are containing your text or information. You can go to motion effects and apply entrance animations. You can also add some delay to the animations so they come one by one. And the last thing after the animations is the footer. Let me just reload this and see the animations. Okay, now you will see every section will appear with an animation. That's giving our website a nice and modern look. Okay, now let's move on to the footer. Turn on the tablet mode. I think we just need to adjust some spacing for these sections. Okay, that's fine. Everything rest of the things are automatically aligned. Let's turn on the mobile mode and just simply align these to the center on mobile. Okay, now footer is adjusted for the mobile screens as well. Now we have finally designed a single page portfolio website by using Elementor, and it is a very nice looking website. You can design your portfolio website just like this by watching this tutorial. Now let's move on to the very final step, which is to link these menu items to different sections. You have remembered that we have assigned some IDs to each menu element. Now we just need to assign these same names to the sections that we want to link to. Just go to sections. Skills section is over here. Edit this section. In advanced tab you have a CSS ID options. You need to pass those same values over here, like for skills or services. First one is services, pass the ID over here. Or you can also do one more thing, that you can use menu anchor widget from Elementor to and drag them to any section that you want to link, and just pass the IDs over here. Skills section is linked, services section is linked, sorry. Next is skills. Okay, now let's update this one as well, and let's take a test drive. Okay, now you can see it is taking us to the relevant section with a nice animation effect. If you are using Elementor Pro, you can use the sticky option available in the Elementor header builder, because in the free version we are limited by some functionalities. As you can see, we are navigating to the sections, and we would want to have the option to go back or link back to the different sections, so we can navigate there. You can use Elementor's theme builder if you have pro version, and make the header sticky, so the header stays on the screen and you can easily navigate. But remaining staying in the free version, what we can do, we can just use a button. Let me show you what I am going to do. At the very bottom of the home page that you have designed, just drag a button and remove the text and use an icon. And let me just use this one, arrow up. Okay, now go to advanced and edit this button advanced and link this section with the header or the featured area. You can simply drag a menu anchor over here as well, just like it, and give this menu anchor a name of, let's say, home. And now assign this ID to this button. Go to advanced by linking it over here, let's say home. And now go to advanced, positioning, width, inline auto, and position to fixed. Let's stick this to the right and bottom, and give some space from the bottom and the right. Okay, okay, update. Now it should take us to the top of the website. Okay, now see, when we are navigating to the bottom, we are seeing a back to top button. If we click on it, we will be taken to the featured area. Let me just remove this menu anchor to the header element, so we can directly jump over to the header. Okay, let's update this and remove this from the home page. Okay, reload. Okay, we need to adjust some things, like it's taking a space from the top. Let's remove margin or padding from this. Okay, now we are taken back to the header. Now if you need any help or support with this plugin, please join our Facebook group. The link of the group is available in the video description. Thank you for watching this video, and if you have enjoyed watching this video, please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel for more amazing video tutorials on WordPress and web design.